Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Man, it looks like this hood is lifting up pretty high with this latch busted, so the next rest area I'm gonna pull off and fix this hood. I'm only getting 23 miles to the gallon. I bet you that's affecting my gas mileage, but man, I didn't realize it was lifting that hood up so much with this wind. And look at here, just 2 miles later, a rest area. Let's try to get this hood fixed. So this is what it looks like now, but I imagine that this thing is up like this while I'm driving. So let me unlock it and find the other latch I got and replace this thing. Step number 1, find the part. This was a passenger side one, but I don't think that matters. I'm going to take these two 10mm bolts out of this one, take the two 10mm bolts out of this one, and then swap the cable over. It looks like it will matter which latch you have, because this latch is hooked into the security system. See the wire coming out of there? Plug it in there. So you want to get one that has the security system trigger on it if you want to keep that working right for your hood. I unhooked the crossover wire first. It is also hooked up to this vacuum line. Now that I have it loose, I'm gonna work out the main cable from the inside. Gotta work that out of there. Probably easier to pull the latch down and pry it out. I have the two wires in position. Now I'm gonna bolt this thing back in the bracket and trigger the latch and go inside and test it before I close it. You don't want to close the hood, can't get it back open. Here's the old latch. Somehow it came apart and busted up from the inside. That's why it's no longer latching. It was in this way, but you can see the side of it is broken open. I got both screws started before I secured it, and it's got a couple of guides on the back, one here and one here, that go into this bracket in those two slots, and that's where you can adjust it side to side, make sure it's striking. So I'm gonna lower the hood down, make sure the hood is going to go in there before I tighten those down. So I'm gonna lower the hood down, make sure that is going to be lined up with this before I secure it, and it looks like it's pretty lined up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten those bolts down, because it looks like that's gonna fall right in place. Before I close the hood and test it, I'm gonna close both of these latches and go inside and pull the handle and make sure they both release. See how they look closed? Now let me go release them. And that one did release. And that one did release. So I'm gonna close the hood. Should be good to go, but I'm gonna check the oil first, just in case something goes wrong. I'll know at least I got good oil for now. It did latch closed. As you can see, it's a little close to this fender, so I could either pull the fender out a little bit, because back there it's fine, or I can move that latch over just a little bit toward the passenger side. Same over here. This one is a little high. You see, this is lower than this, so I could lower that latch with the bracket, but you gotta be careful you don't chip the top of your light like that has in the past. And this one is just a little bit low, so I could raise the bracket that holds that latch to get this up and even with this, because when you go down you want to be sure you don't crack your light or your lens. So let's see if it releases. And as you can see, it did release. So I'm good to go. We're going to wrap this up because I need to use the bathroom. The toughest part of this job was unloading that car before I used the bathroom because I need to go poo. Air up the tire, it lost 6 psi in 3.5 hours. So it's losing 2 psi an hour while I drive. Back at this S70, I thought I fixed a misfire on this before I left town, but she said it's still missing. So let's scan it, see what's going on. Here are the codes we got here. This is the last code. That one. 328, 130, 135, 202, 352, 300, and 302. See if these will clear, see what comes back. I brought my computer so I can scan it with Vita now. This number 2 cylinder is still misfiring. I gotta check the compression on this, because this ain't right. So let me go get my compression tester and come and check compression in this engine tomorrow morning. I put a coil in 1. 2 was misfiring. I moved that coil over to 1. I thought the misfire followed over to it, so I swapped that coil out. Number 2 was the misfire, so now I moved the coil over to 2, the good coil that I put in the car. So we're going to take it for a test drive, see if it misfires, and if it does, we're going to have to do a compression test. Red bearing, boy. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.